Hello, my name is Tim, and behind me is my Lexus IS250. Year's 2012. It's an all-wheel drive, 204 horsepower, 188 pounds of torque. My daily. In high school, I had a 95 Corolla. It was a hand-me-down from our family. It was the first car we ever owned when we came to Canada. And towards the beginning of college, actually, the Corolla started giving us problems. And more specifically me, and I had some money saved up. And then decided to get rid of the Corolla to get something nicer as a daily, and that's how I got the IS. From that, the IS became just a car I used to get to school and get to work. And then as I soon got more money, started modding it. Started off with changing the headlights from yellow halogens to HIDs and LEDs. And then from there, it escalated onto what it is now. And it's no longer a daily, it's a show car and then summer daily now. Originally was on BC coilovers. This year I got air suspension for it. It's on an airlift 3P system. Along with that, I have the wheels. It's sitting on CRKI 2 pieces, 18 by 9 plus 35 offset. Falcon tires in the front and Michelin's in the back. They have Falcons in the front because of I had an incident where one of the tires blew out on me, so I had to replace them. Besides that, I have a walled wrapped front lip. I'm getting rid of that soon for another front lip. It's going to be a lot flatter so that when I air the car down, it'll sit nicer. I have Ing wrap side skirts and a My Ride wrap diffuser. I have a walled spoiler and I have a roof spoiler. That's most of the car. On the inside, I decided to take apart the panels and I wrapped them a nice red color to match the paint. And I have an F-Sport shift knob, and the tank in the trunk is painted red to match the whole clean look to it. So Club Lexus Toronto, I joined it maybe 4 years ago. When I joined it was mostly IS300 drivers and me with the 250. Made a lot of good friends. Today we've expanded. We have more than, I'd say, a couple hundred members. Everybody drives IS, different year ISs, a lot of newer ones, a lot of the IS200Ts that you see. We're trying to expand more because Club Lexus Toronto is mostly ISs. We do have our GS show car, my buddy Ping, shout out to him. A baddie with his ISF, and then a couple other people with GSs. We're trying to get into the club. Shout out to the GS Kings as well. Their meet was nice. I went to them. And basically we're just growing. It's basically just one big happy family. You talk shit about each other's cars, you know, clown on each other, hang out, help each other, give each other as much advice as possible, and then that's, at the end of the day, we're all one big family. So when it came to cars, I guess I was always into cars. From like, when my parents first had toys, I had from the dollar store, I had little cars I used to play with. Kind of escalated into Hot Wheels. Went from Hot Wheels to remote control cars. Had remote control cars growing up. Went from that to bigger toys, one of those little cars you can ride around, the Power Wheels. And then from Power Wheels, I kind of like, at that age I was 7, 8, I started watching Fast and the Furious. I saw the first movie, saw the second movie, fell in love with the R34 Skyline. Did a lot more research on it as a kid growing up. One of the cars I hope to get in the future. And then kind of video games after that. As I was old enough to get my license, went and got my learner's permit, and as soon as I could be in a car, I sat in the car and drove. Even with my mom, it was just from A to B in a Corolla, but it was exciting for me and it was fun. And from there, it just continued on to this passion. It's a huge hobby of mine. There's a lot of money into it, but at the end of the day, I don't care about that. It's just the happiness it brings. A huge community that is out there for cars. You make a lot more friends every day. You go to meets, you meet new people, they talk about their builds, you talk about your builds. It's just that feeling you have with car people, it's just you can relate very well to each other. When it came to just cars in general, it's just, this 250 started off as a daily. It was gonna just drive me to school and back. And then when I soon got money, I learned almost everything I did from just modding this car. Suspension, coilovers, wheels, tire setups, even onto these bags. I learned mechanical work too. I learned about brake pads, rotors, even the minor things. Right now, I'm not that mechanically inclined. I still go talk to mechanics and stuff. There's some really good friends I've made, and they give me some insight into what I can do or what can be changed. I also enjoy the process of just learning how to build a car too, because it gives me that like technical background, right? Because who would want to be the guy that goes to a dealership and just says, here's my keys, do everything to my car, and then you don't know what they're doing to your car. It's like you would like to learn more about it, learn more about the wheels, the hubs, how everything works, even simple stuff like painting calipers, it all goes into that. And also with cars, it's also a good way to express your individuality. People do different things to different cars, like I think of cars as like an artist does a blank canvas. You start off with a base model car, could be anything, and then how you choose to mod it, the body kit you choose to put on it, the way you choose to mod the engine, headers, turbo, all that stuff. All of that expresses how you want the car to look, how you want it to feel. My IS is just that. It's a really slow Camry that goes really fast when I want it to. I mean, it's not a powerhouse. It's 204 horsepower, but it gets me from A to B. It looks nice, and it at the end of the day, it makes me happy, and that's why I choose to drive it.
How's it going, everybody? Today we're in a 2012 Lexus IS250, and this is actually the all-wheel drive. And this one's more of a stance build. It's not built for the track like many of the other cars I review. So this car actually belongs to my friend Tim, and mind you that he actually bought it as a daily driver, right? So that's why initially it was automatic, but it still has these nice paddle shifters. They do feel nice when you shift, but obviously it's not the fastest shifting, right? Because once again, this is a sedan, and it wasn't meant to be raced. It's not the F series. So we'll just get that out of the way. Overall, the car is really planted. Mind you, the car is not stock. It's actually sitting on some Airlift Performance bags, and they're really nice. They're not too stiff. They're just right. They're kind of on the softer side. There's not that much body roll either. Still feels like a stock Lexus in terms of ride comfort. I like the paddle shifter feel, but I'm not a big fan of at how quickly it shifts. There's actually a lot of lag. But once again, like I did mention earlier, this car was not meant to be driven hard. It was meant to be parked hard. Interior's super nice. Tim even mentioned it himself. He claims that this is a nicer Camry. It pretty much is a nicer Camry. It's the 2.5 liter V6 because once again, it is the IS. It also has a custom axle back on this, and it's not the loudest thing out there. I always see Tim at a bunch of these car meets, and it's a showstopper. Like every single place I go, there's people breaking their necks. It's a nice, bright red color. And he's also matched the red color on the inside as well. He actually took off the trim and he wrapped it. The interior is really nice, super, super comfortable. Once again, it is a Lexus. The seats are super comfortable, nice leather wrapped steering wheel. I'm pretty sure the F Sport of this has a similar steering wheel, if not the same one. The axle back actually works really nice on this one as well. What I like about it is that when you're driving it normally, it sounds like a regular stock Lexus. It's super quiet. I can actually show you guys what it sounds like when you step on it. It has a nice little induction grunt. It also has a nice little shift light. The entire RPM gauge actually lights up and lets you know when to shift. The only thing I do wish is that it did shift a lot faster, because when you do see the light and you shift it, it's gonna bounce off the rev limiter. After driving it for a bit, you will start to understand what time it exactly shifts. So you'll be a lot better, but in general, it's like I said, this car was not meant to be raced. Brake feel is also really nice as well. It does feel a little bit electronically assisted, but it still stops the car on a dime. Throttle response is in the medium. It's not the most sensitive throttle. We do have it on the full sport mode right now. And like Tim said earlier, it's a nicer Camry. That's what it feels like. It feels like a Camry, like a V6 Camry. Most of the guys in Japan, they'll have like the trays and all that, and like the curtains in the back. And that's kind of like the vibe that Tim was going for with this car. Super clean, super simple, and very original to the Lexus heritage. So as you can see for this review, I'm not really driving the car too hard. I'm not driving it hard at all. This car, you want to sit back with the gangster lean and kind of have your arm on the nice comfy armrest. Also guys, thank you so much for watching my review. Make sure you like and share this video because that really helps. And make sure you subscribe to my channel because I drop a car review every single Sunday. And while you're at it, press that bell button as well, because when I do drop those videos every Sunday, you'll know exactly when I do it. Be good kids, and take it easy guys. Peace.